Hello all. Have a nice day. This is Bagak Master. And today we're going to discuss about my systems on how to deal with stonewall defense or stonewall opening of the white pieces. So today I will be discussing my three systems, and please watch this video all the way through the end, or you might um, learn something and improve your play against the Stonewall. Okay, stay tuned. So, okay, my first system against the Stonewall is a bit aggressive. So, you will have to change this white squared bishop in the f5 square in the middle game, opening up the g file. So, the Stonewall starts with 1 f4, then black will respond with d5, after which white plays his knight to f3, then you play g6. After g6 there is e3 and knight to f6. So notice that the black squared bishop has not moved yet. So this bishop will have an option whether to go to g7 or the d6 square, depends on white's response. So after knight f6 there is d4. After d4 you will have to play aggressively, playing c5. Then the best move for white here is to play c3. After c3 you will have to move to the c6 square with the knight. Then white plays bishop to d3. After this move you will have to capture the pawn on d4. So cd4, ed4. ed4 is best compared to cd4 because if cd4, the pawn on e3 will hinder the development of this black squared bishop from the white pieces. So it's best to play ed4. After ed4, black will have to change this bishop to f5. This is a good move because it creates a very solid center for black if white captures the bishop. So if white captures the bishop, then g takes bishop. Notice that the e4 square is a very good position for the black's knight. It almost control several squares. So black will have a very solid position in the center. After pawn takes bishop, white will castle and black plays the move e6. So this is why the black squared bishop is not yet moved to g7, because it will have an option to play whether on the g7 square or the d6 square. So after e6, white plays queen to e2. After queen to e2, then queen to c7. This will give an impression that an impression for white that black will castle the long on the long castle long or castle on the queen side. After queen c7, white plays knight e5. So after knight e5, it's best to move the bishop to the d6 square. So as you can see in the evaluation bar, black has the slight edge. So black will have a very comfortable position from here until the in game. So whatever white plans, it's best to assess if it's very good to castle long or castle on the king side. But most of the time here, black castles on the king side and puts his king on the h8 square and the rook on the g8 square, controlling the g file. So that is my first system. So let's go to the second system. So my second system, on the second system, you will have to play the move bishop to g7. And this knight, instead of playing on the f6 square, you will have to move on the h6 square. So let's start with 1 f4, then black responds with d5, then knight f3, g6, e3, bishop to g7, d4, and in this position we'll have to use this bishop, this knight, to control the e4 square by playing knight to s6. Then white will play bishop to d3. After bishop to d3, we'll have to castle first. Then white castles. Then again move this pawn to c5. Give this square some pressure. Then white will defend with c3. After c3, move your queen to c7 to protect the c5 square. After c5, after queen to c7, white plays the developing move knight b to d2. This knight maneuver will support the other knight, control the a5 square later on. So knight b to d2, and here this is the time to exchange again the white squared bishop on the a5 square. So here it's not good for white to move back to bishop to e2 or to protect this bishop with queen to c2 or queen to e2. Those will become waste moves, so it's best to capture the bishop on the f5. So bishop takes bishop, knight takes bishop, and this knight threatens to capture the e3 pawn. So white will defend with queen to e2. So queen to e2, we'll have to develop your knight to the d7 square in order to go to the f6 square and protect the e4 square. Then white plays queen to d3. Then black plays to knight to f6. So this is the plan for black. By playing knight to h6 in the opening, he has the plan to control the a4 square. So after knight f6, white plays knight to e5. After knight to e5, move the rook to the c8 square. So this rook will give some pressure on the c file on the layer position. After rook c8, white plays the move g4 in order to move away this knight, which is very irritating on this square. So after g4, you will have to move to c4 to drive away the queen from protecting the a4 square, and in order to have an absolute control of this square. So after c4, white moves to e2, then this knight to d6. So notice that once white plays g5, then black automatically plays knight f to e4, and he will have a very solid center and a very comfortable position. So that's the use of the knight to h6 move, and that is the second system. And as you can see on the evaluation bar, black has the slight edge. Okay, now let's go to my third system. My third system is for the King's Indian player or players, and here it is. If you are a King's Indian player, then I advise you to use this approach against the stone wall. So it starts with 1d4, knight to f6, a3, g6, f4, bishop to g7, knight to f3, black castles. So it's best to castle early here, as it gives black's king a secure square. Then white plays bishop to d3. After bishop d3, you'll have to move to d6. After d6, white castles. After white castles, again, be aggressive, playing c5. So white will defend with c3. Then knight to c6. This knight here helps to control the a5 square, which will strike later on. So after knights to c6, white plays knight b to d2. So here, it's best to strike the center with e5. So after this move, black will have a very nice center. So if white captures any of this pawn, he will create weaknesses on his center. So here, it's best for white to play safe by playing queen to e2. But we'll have to deal with pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, then knight to d5. attacking the d4 square and the f4 square. So that's it. That's my third system against the stone wall. So as you can see on the evaluation bar, black has the slight edge. So it's up to you to choose what system is best for you. And I advise you to study each system first before using them on your future game. So if you have any question or suggestion, please do write on the comment section, and please do subscribe on my channel, as it will help me create more contents like this. So thank you.